Hello and welcome. My name is Amanda and this is my channel, Her Pacific Northwest Washington Life. And today we are starting off another weekly reading vlog. I finished a book already today, one that was carried over from yesterday, and that was The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, which was my buddy read with Rainy over at Rainy Day Reads. And I never rated it before when I marked it as read on Goodreads whenever I set up my account years and years ago. But I'm giving it a 4-star rating. And I had a lot of fun with this reread and reading it as a buddy read. So I'm really looking forward to getting into the next books. I'm going to wait to start The Fellowship of the Ring until February so that Rainy and I can at least buddy read that together. And then I might take off from the read along because I'd kind of like to read these back to back and not wait until the next 3 books are supposed to take 2 months long in the read along. And I don't need to take until July to finish these, especially since I'm listening to them on audiobook. I also have read more in Out of Oz by Gregory Maguire. I've got like 101 pages left. So definitely going to be able to finish this by the weekend. And tomorrow, since I don't have an audiobook anymore, I think I'm going to start listening to Beartown by Fredrik Backman, which I have on hold right now from my library, and I've only got like 10 more days left on my hold. So I'm going to listen to that and see how that goes. But yeah, right now it's 9 o'clock probably. Yep, 8:59. So I'm gonna turn in for the night and see what tomorrow holds with reading and things like that. I only read about 20 pages in Out of Oz tonight, so hopefully I'll be able to read maybe half of it tomorrow, but we'll see. So I will definitely check in with you tomorrow once I've made some more progress in my reads. I wanted to just do a quick update about Beartown since I started it yesterday and never turned on the camera. I think it's really interesting so far how Fredrik Backman is setting this story up. It's a lot different, I feel like, than his other stories that I've read. I'm about 2 hours in, so I've got just under 11 hours left. And I feel like it's setting up the town really well, which I think is probably why, I mean, the subject matter makes the story impactful, but I think his setup of it also makes the story so impactful. That we're not just following the teenagers involved in the rape or who are on the hockey team, but also the parents and town members as well. So one of the main families we're seeing multiple points of views from is I think their last name is Anderson family, which has Peter, the GM for the Beartown hockey team, and his wife, Kira, and then they have their 2 kids, Maya, I think is her name, and then I don't remember her brother's name. So you're getting a lot of background on Peter as well, and how he went professional NHL player, got injured, and he had moved to Canada and then came back to Sweden and then became GM for the team. We're also learning about some of the players. So you've got, I think Kevin and Benji are best buddies, and Kevin is like the star player of the team. And then I'm blanking on the other kid's name, but he's a junior player right now. And he is getting noticed because of how quick he is. So I think he's going to be bumped up onto the A team. Is that what they're called? With the bigger boys. And he's got a crush on Maya, and Kevin has just started to notice Maya, and Maya likes Kevin. So at this point, I'm kind of trying to predict like who is involved in the rape. But I'm not figuring it out yet. So I think it'll be interesting as this builds more and we get to learn more about the characters and the town, and then just like the feelings towards hockey and things like that. So that's where I am. I am going to continue listening while I work though, and see how far I get. Definitely plan to finish this before the weekend ends. Since I am traveling next week, I'd like to have a new book to listen to. Though, sorry. I also know when I travel, I don't listen to audiobooks as much. So I think most of my time will be spent physically reading, which is perfect because I think I have 75 pages left in Out of Oz. So I will definitely be able to finish that before the weekends and before I leave, which I am reading that as a physical book. And then I think I'm gonna next week pick up A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas on my Kindle. So that's where my reading plans are looking for right now. But the foundation's really interesting for Beartown, and I'm glad to be almost out of Oz. I know. I'm gonna go now, and today is my brother's birthday. He's turning the big 30. So after my violin lesson, we're gonna go over to his house and celebrate with him. So I'm not sure I'll be able to update again tonight. We'll see, but it's gonna be a busy day ahead. So I will either check in with you tonight or tomorrow. I wasn't planning to check in again today, but I just got an envelope from a coworker in the UK. This isn't what it was sent in. It was sent in a padded envelope, but he put it in a stay flat, and inside was my wedding invitation for them. I'm so excited. Like, I knew I was getting this, but it's always so exciting to have it in hand. I think I've talked about how this year I'm going to Scotland, and that is the reason why. In May, my colleague is getting married just under a month after me, and I kind of invited myself to his wedding, but he actually went for it and was like, yeah, let me talk to the missus. And I got not an invite to the ceremony because they're already overbooked, but I got an invite to the reception, and I'm going to be going as the +1 of one of my colleagues who also works with us. And yeah, turned it in. I was going to look at making it a work trip at first, but last time I was there for work, I didn't get a chance to actually go into the Highlands and do all the things I wanted to do. So I asked my friend, my very best friend in the whole wide world, if she wanted to go with me, and she said yes, instantly. She didn't even have to think about it. And then I also invited one of my other colleagues who works here locally in the States with me, and she's never been out of the country, so she's going, her very first time out of the country is going to be to Scotland. So I'm super, super excited. And even more so now that I've got the invite and stuff. It's coming up so fast. So yeah, that's all I wanted to say, and now I'll for real probably check in with you tomorrow. I finished Beartown last night, and it's a 4-star read for me. It was a really good story overall. I definitely feel like I had a lot of the same feelings as most people who have read this story so far, where there's certain players on the team where you would just do anything for, but the story itself is just so heartbreaking and stuff. So it was a difficult one to listen to, but also told really well as well. My favorite characters are by far Benji and Bobo. I love those two so much, and I feel like I would do anything for them. And yeah, it was just a good story, and I'm really glad that I finally read it. I am currently reading, if I can get it with Aoife stepping on me, Us Against You, which is the sequel to Beartown that just follows the events that happened after, pretty much right after. So that ended in March, and now it's summertime. And it's still about this town that has fallen apart because they've lost their, basically like their reason to be, their hockey team, which was their pride and joy, and how everyone is kind of dealing with the after effects. I'm 11 or 12 chapters in now. I'm listening to this through Scribd because my library didn't have it. And it's narrated by the same narrator. So it's good to just jump right into it and finish off a series, one right after the other. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the rest of the story has in store and the like. So I am almost done with Out of Oz as well. I've got about 60 pages left in that story, so we'll definitely, hopefully, be able to finish it before the weekend is over. That way I can start off Monday. I mean, I would anyway, but it'd be nice to not have that hanging over me. Start off Monday with A Court of Thorns and Roses on my Kindle, since I've got traveling to do. The dogs and I packed my bags earlier, so they're ready to go for Monday morning. Just need the little things like chargers and meds and deodorant and things like that, and I'm good to go. So we're waiting for dinner to be done, and I am gonna watch Gilmore Girls tonight. Sky's gonna play some video games. So that's what the evening's looking like. We do need to make it up to the mall this weekend because my colleague in the UK, her neighbor collects baseball team hats, and I told her that I would get a Mariners hat as well as a Minnesota Twins hat while I'm in Minnesota next week. And if I have a chance, I know a couple of my colleagues are leaving Wednesday morning, and I fly in Tuesday late, so if I have the chance to meet up with them Tuesday night, they'll be able to take those back to her this week or next week. Otherwise, I'll take them to her in May. So that's where I am right now. Aoife's standing on me, and it hurts because she's got little paws, and it puts a lot of weight in one spot. So I'm gonna go sit on the couch, that way she can snuggle up with me in the blankie, and I will probably check in with you all tomorrow. Have like 32 pages left in Out of Oz, so I think I'm gonna finish it tonight, but I don't know. We'll see what I want to do when I'm in bed, if I even have the energy to read or not. I talk like it's like super late at night, but it's only it's not even 6 o'clock. But we're currently watching The Dark Knight, and that's a long movie, so we'll probably be up until almost 9 o'clock anyway. So we'll see how much reading I get done, but there was just a big revelation or reveal, that's what it is, that I should have seen coming and I didn't, and I think it's just because I'm like reading this book just to finish it, and not because it's like super enjoyable at this point. But the endings are always super enjoyable, so we'll see how the rest of it goes and how it concludes and things like that. But yeah, that's basically where I'm at. I read quite a bit more, not quite a bit more, a bit more in Us Against You yesterday as I was cleaning. I haven't listened to any more of it today because we have been out and about and things like that. But I'll definitely maybe listen to some tomorrow. We'll see. I think depending on when I finish Out of Oz, which will either be tonight or tomorrow, I'm not going to pick up another physical book until I start. Actually, maybe I will start Court of Thorns and Roses on my Kindle tomorrow. We'll see. And then Us Against You will be my audiobook to carry me through the week because I will be traveling for work. So I'm not going to have as much time to listen to audiobooks as I normally would, since when I'm in the office with my team, I'm actually going to want to like have those side conversations with them versus like keeping my head down trying to work sort of thing, which is when I listen to audiobooks. So yeah, that's my update for right now. We'll see how far I get in my books before I close this out tomorrow. And I'm looking forward to finally finishing Out of Oz and getting that off my plate and then starting fresh since that was my one book that carried over from 2019, and it's a book that I've been reading for 3 months now, which is not typical of me. So yeah, that's it for right now, and I will check in with you tomorrow. Alright, so I finally just finished Out of Oz by Gregory Maguire, and I'm only giving it a 1-star rating, which I anticipated it only getting a 2-star at max, since I started in October and only just now finished on the 12th of January. I said this multiple times, I really like the premise and the ideas behind his stories, but the writing style makes it so clunky that reading 30 pages just takes so much energy out of me because of his diction, and it's just like he's trying to be unique with his sentence structure and using a thesaurus actually, but like nobody uses most of these words in everyday speech. And you also have the fantasy world, which has its own language within that. So it's so hard to get through. I didn't enjoy this book. I haven't really enjoyed the book since. I would say I really liked Wicked. It wasn't what I was expecting. And I liked Son of a Witch, even though that was difficult for me to get through. The story was engaging enough. I didn't really care for A Lion Among Men, and I just didn't really have any expectations for this, other than I expected to get through it so that I could check off another series. So maybe that's something I need to be more mindful of this year, is to just DNF books when they're not intriguing me and they're wasting my time. But I so badly wanted to check off a series, so I'm done with that. And I just wrote a review on it on Goodreads. When I do my wrap up for the month, I'll link all of my Goodreads reviews in the description box below, which is something I'm trying to be better about this year, is actually writing up reviews, and also posting more to my Instagram and like what books I finish when. And since I'm doing 3-year-long reading challenges, just posting to Instagram like what challenge each book falls for under each challenge. So yeah, just did my Goodreads review, and now I'm gonna take a picture. I'm also gonna quickly film a flip through of my reading journal spreads, which is going up at the end of January. But I figure since I have the time, and before I like write too much in my spreads, I'd rather people see the pages a little bit more clean and like initial setup versus me after living in them for a month or so. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I have to swap out 2 sets of base layer for 1 set of base layer that I already packed away for my trip. And then I'm pretty much gonna watch Gilmore Girls the rest of the night. I'm not gonna start another book. I'm gonna wait until tomorrow. If I don't fall asleep on the airporter, I might start oh my gosh, what's that called? A Court of Thorns and Roses. But I kind of feel like I'm probably gonna fall asleep because I am like a baby still. Whenever I get in a moving vehicle, I just fall asleep. But yeah, I am done with my physical book. I'll pick up another book tomorrow, and then I've still got Us Against You that's going to carry over into next week. I don't think I'm going to listen to any of it today. I just kind of want to save it a little bit. So I'll probably watch some YouTube videos while I swap out my clothes real fast because it's not going to take me that long. But I'm going to get to editing this vlog now so that I can spend the rest of the evening with the doggos and Skylar before I have to leave in like, let's see, I have to get up at like 3:05, which is Sky gets up. So that's just over 12 hours. So I've got like 13 hours basically until I start my journeys for work. So yeah, gonna spend some time with my favorites, and that's where I'm gonna leave off this vlog. I'm glad that I finally finished Out of Oz in this, like I was hoping, even though it wasn't what I was hoping it would be. Like I said, I didn't have any dreams or goals for it. But yeah, when I see you at the start of the next vlog, I'm gonna be traveling, so lots of b-roll probably. Also, we're supposed to get snow tonight and early tomorrow, so hopefully my plane takes off and I don't get delayed. I don't know, we'll see. But anyway, I would love to know what you read this week, and if you've read any of the books that I have mentioned in this vlog, please do let me know in the comments down below, and I will chat with you there until my next video. Bye!